What's up, vape fam? Glad that everybody came out. Actually, I'm surprised at how many people were here like kind of early. It seems like normally with the stream I'll get started and then 10-15 minutes, that's when people kind of start showing up, but you guys kind of came out in droves more than I assumed. See what's going on. Dave Lloyd, what's up? See Kerplop, what's going on? Billy Lee Rice, Cicero, Mech My Guy, Jeremiah. Hope everybody's doing good. All right, so let's see. Actually, my wife found something that I thought was really cool. You guys know me, I'm a big anime fan. But my wife is not really. A couple that she's liked here and there, Death Note being one. But they were out shopping for school supplies for my oldest daughter, and they went in this place called Five Below, which I love because they have weird little anime trinkets all the time. But she found this. It is a 300-piece Haikyuu puzzle. Haikyuu is an anime about volleyball, which I really dig because I played volleyball. I played volleyball up until just a few years ago when my knee and my feet started giving me problems. So it was very cool that they found that. And actually, I used to really dig doing puzzles like that, but have not done, I don't think I've done one since college. Throughout high school and college, I did a lot of them. So having that one, and also only being 300 pieces, is probably a way to ease myself back into it. Jeremiah said, glad to catch you live, my man. I'm glad that you get to. That's awesome. That's kind of the whole reason why I wanted to do it early. As far as, you know, I was doing it around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there was a lot of people telling me they were replay, they couldn't catch it. So I wanted to try and make it a little bit earlier. That way as many people could catch it live as wanted to. And I don't know, I'm kind of liking it a lot better doing it a little bit early. You're a tennis man yourself. I enjoy tennis. I've never been any good at it. All right, so what we're going to build on tonight, we're going to do this right here. well, the top of it at least, the Helheim S30. I really dig this RDTA, and as I was kind of going through RDTAs to come up with my best of lists or my favorites of all time, this was one that I'd almost kind of forgotten about. Buddy of mine on Instagram, Izzy, got one and he was showing it off and it made me think about it. So I figured we'd go ahead and do it. We're also going to do it up with some of Izzy's coils. He sent me a bunch of Fralians, which was really cool. I don't think he's been building coils for too terribly long, but I mean, they look pretty damn good. And I've got some in the Kali V2 right here, and flavor off of them is just extremely good. Chris Clark, what's up, brother? So yeah, we're definitely gonna build up the Helheim S30. Really dig that RDTA. Plus these two things came in today, which I already knew that they were out for delivery, so I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to build, and I figured, hell with it, let's just go ahead and build these. One is the Dead Rabbit Pro, so we're definitely gonna build this up. I will probably stick some ohms coils in here and then slap it on top of the red and black Dreamer. And then the other one is this right here, the Tauren Boro Bridge. I do not have the mech mod yet. It is on the way. So we'll probably slap it in the Pulse AIO 0.5. So I'm pumped to try both those. Those will definitely be kind of first impressions for me. Have not built either one of them up at all. So kind of first impressions and first builds, obviously, of both of those. So I'm pretty pumped for those as well. Linda, what's going on? Glad you can make it live. Smorgasbord. Got the Matterhorn from Snowcap Mods, Asgard Mini, and my Strawberry Shortcake Custard version 2. I'm really, really digging this one. Man, I really want a freaking Dreamer. Can't find one anywhere though. I'm kind of curious if they're going to do any more runs of the Dreamer 1.5 with the whole testing going on for the Dreamer V2. So hopefully not. Maybe they'll do at least one more run of the Dreamer 1.5, but I know the Dreamer V2 is in prototype stages, so depending on how close they are to the Dreamer V2 coming out, there may not be any more of the 1.5. MechMod guy, yeah, there's a Dreamer, or they're working on a Dreamer V2. They were asking around on Instagram what people wanted as far as if they did a V2, what did a lot of people want to see? And a lot of people, they wanted various size top caps, but more like the rings that that the Keen uses, as opposed to just different style screw on top caps like the Vert 2. And then people wanted a locking switch, which I don't really understand that when it's a flush switch like that. But I guess it just, you know, more safety is better. But there was a lot of talk that it was going to be similar to the Heavy Hitter, which makes me nervous about it because I hate that locking mechanism. Licious, what's going on? We're actually going to use Licious Strawberry Swirl today in the Tauren Boro Bridge. Set that off to the side. It's so dope. Times Vapes makes great mechs. They really do. They make great mechs that are affordable. The Keen and the Dreamer 1 and the 1.5 are outstanding mechs. Also vaping on the Danny V2 Mini on top of the Kennedy Vindicator with my Vanilla Overdose Milkshake. Really digging this. I love the Danny V2. That has become one of my favorite RDAs out there. That I didn't know they were coming up with the Dreamer V2. Any sneak peeks that I could look at? Not that I've seen as of yet. It's been a lot of talk on Times Vape's part, but no pictures or anything like that. There was quite a few people, me being one of them, that were kind of telling them there's really not a lot you needed to change, just various size atomizers and a locking switch was really the two big things people were telling them. And then they've kind of said a little bit here and there about working on it. I direct messaged them asking how far along they were, and they said they were basically in prototype stages, and that was all I got out of them. So I have no idea when it's coming out, and there's been plenty of times companies have gotten to quote unquote prototype stages with mechanical mods and then decided they didn't want to do it for whatever reason. But I really would love to see a Dreamer V2 for sure, just not with the heavy hitter locking mechanism. Please, for the love of God, Times Vape, no, just no. All right. Today I'm a Vindicator enjoyer as well. I think anybody that's into mechanical mods that has a Vindicator is probably enjoying it. It's one of the best mech mods. Let's see, anything else? Snowballs, what's going on, brother? David Nance, how's it going? I think that's everybody. Chris Clark, love to find a Keen. Trying to think of any. I don't think I've seen any Keens either. Mike at Vaping Delights had some for a while, but I'm pretty sure they're all sold out at the moment. Another Keen is one I would love to see as well. If they could get a Keen that didn't have quite as much voltage drop or voltage sag as the original Keen, I would buy multiple of those up in a heartbeat. All right, let's go ahead and do some building. That's what I'm feeling like. So yeah, we'll start out with the Helheim S30 RDTA. Yeah, they're sold out. I missed them when he had them. Yeah, I seriously thought about buying another copper one with the stack extension because I only have one Keen stack extension. But by the time I went and looked back at it, it was sold out. So trying to watch on TV and chat on phone, not having much luck. That's some multitasking right there. All right, let's take a look at the Helheim S30. Now, this was one when they announced it, I was like, a 30 millimeter RDTA. I did not think that this would work good at all, but I was very, very wrong. This RDTA works amazingly well. I think the 6 stainless steel wicking rods and just how well they have them fit in there, they stay pretty damn straight. And then they come up in the wick well a little bit. They're not, you know, almost flush with those holes. You'll see a lot that use stainless steel wicking rods and they're damn near flush with the hole, and that doesn't saturate cotton very well. Got some of these sticking up a little more than they should be, but we will correct that. So yeah, it saturates extremely well. Plus top cap, dual airflow. Very similar to the Dead Rabbit Pro. The first time I saw Helvape tease the Dead Rabbit Pro, this and the original Helheim and Heleim S were the ones I thought of because it's very similar. Trying to do side and bottom airflow, but I like the way that all of the Helheims do it, so I think the Dead Rabbit Pro will have extremely good airflow. All right. So these are the coils we're going to use. My buddy Izzy, if you follow him on Instagram, you've probably seen some of his coils. Can't get it to focus in too much. But he sent me a bunch of Fralians and a bunch of 4-core aliens. He said he was going to try and make it tonight. I'm hoping he does. But let's go ahead. I think I've got all these backed out already. Sure do. We're going to give these a go. I'm going to cut these to probably 5.5. But for Izzy only doing coils a very short time, they've been extremely good from what I've tested so far, at least. Yeah, I think that'll work good. There's one in there. Whoops. Probably should have cut them a little bit shorter, but 5.5 will work. The mod that I've got them on is, or got this on, is the Smock Mag 18. Which has pretty much been its home since I built it up. I actually really like this mod. I loved the original mag that had the actual magazine style battery holder. I really wish this had something similar, but it's extremely comfortable in the hand and it works very well. If I can just keep my damn hand off the fire button, we'd be all right. Looks like they're clamped down there pretty well. Turn this wattage down. All right. Will say his wrap technique could use a little bit of work, but that's anybody just getting into building coils. But now the Fralians were supposed to be 0.08, but I don't think this one's going to come out to 0.08. Izzy, what's going on, brother? These are your coils right here. They glow pretty good. They don't tend to have too many hot spots in them. Who are we not buying from? Is it Coil Clout? Bought some Coil Clout Alien V1s. Super disappointed in them. They don't even taste as good as the tri-core fuse Claptons that come with the Pro 7. I don't know. Jonathan's coils have a metal taste to them, a metallic taste that takes forever to go away. Like his Mech Aliens, the 2.5s, and his Suka Alien or Fralians are extremely good, but they have a metallic taste to them that just takes ages to go away. Once it does, they're extremely good. Those two particular styles, the 2.5 millimeter ID Mech Aliens and the Suka Fralians. All right, I'm gonna stick this on the hadron and see if this resistance is reading right. These are coming out to 0.13. Let me make sure I got them clamped down good. Yeah, they're all clamped down extremely good. Izzy, were the, I mean, these look like the Fralians, but were the 4 cores more around 0.12, 0.13? I'm gonna have to cop some from Izzy. Yeah, they're pretty damn good. Well, okay, there we go. Let's have an issue. These actually looks like they're about 0.1. So if they were meant to be 0.09s, I could see it, especially with slightly longer legs. All right, go ahead, wick this bad boy up. Now with any RDTA, most of the time if I'm wicking an RDA, I wick it a little thick. With RDTAs, I try not to do that as badly, at least. Basically because they're pulling liquid up from underneath. So if the wick is too thick, makes that whole process too hard. So I try to avoid that. But if it's an RDA, I generally wick a little thicker than most. Nothing crazy, but a teeny bit thicker than, say, your standard 3mm shoelace cotton strip. All right. So with these, I generally go to the base of the tank itself, not necessarily the deck, and then cut. Because you don't need a whole lot of wicking for this one. I'm gonna even them out some. Now, really, the only thing you want to do is kind of lay them on top of those steel wicking rods. You don't want to smash them down in there or anything like that. Just kind of gently get them on there. Make sure they're covering them completely, but not jam down in there where they'll kind of clog the whole thing up. All right. liquid I'm going to use, I've been having a craving, whoops, sorry camera, for Candy King's lemon drop. So that's what I'm going to use in this one. And I've got a USB stick that keeps going crazy where it won't register at all. And then suddenly it registers and my computer screams at me saying, hey, you have a new USB stick. And it covers the chat window. Be sending you some more soon. That's awesome. I'm still waiting on some new chocolate flavorings to redo my chocolate overdose custard and send it back out to you there, Izzy. But they should be here, I think, tomorrow or the next day, Thursday or Friday. Now that chocolate pudding from Wonder Flavors and the dark chocolate ice cream are amazing flavors. All right. Go ahead, fill this bad boy up. I cannot remember how much liquid this holds. No, Izzy just recently got one. He might know better than I do. It's a lot. I will say that. Bam, there we go. I love the way this thing looks. Jump back up top and vape on it for a little bit. All right. Gunny Wallen, what's going on? I cut this airflow down to about where I normally like it. There we go. And then crank this wattage up some. We'll start out about 80 watts. That Candy King's lemon drops is so good. Kind of the thing with commercial e-liquids. I like to dog on commercial e-liquids a lot, but mostly because I don't hardly like any of them. This is kind of like Delicious line. I really, really dig Candy King's lemon drops. If I'm gonna go commercial, normally candy liquids are the ones that I actually really dig. Apathy Miller, what's going on, brother? Dusty Country Roads, how's it going? There we go. That's a little better. What is it ohming out to now? 0.1. Yeah, 0.1. I'm gonna crank the wattage up some. Flavor off this is extremely good. That dual airflow, having side and bottom and just a ton of control over it, makes the flavor off this amazing. Wicks are holding up well, still saturated. But now, like I always say with RDTAs, if you're not dripping on them occasionally, you're not really doing it right, at least in my opinion. Because that's the whole point. They're rebuildable dripping tank atomizer. You're supposed to still be able to drip, but it also has a tank if you don't want to drip quite so much as an RDA. All right, what am I missing? Any DNA 250 will fire that low? What? How low are we talking? The helium? Like a hot vape 2, maybe that's why these tricores taste better, because they're dead on 0.1 and the coil clouds are 0.13. Just made some 7 core and damn, they're 0.06. That's what those, the ones that are in here, they're 4 wrap from Izzy, and they came out to 0.06. They're pretty damn good. Just crank the watt up a little bit more on this. That's all bottom. Here we go. You prefer RDTA flavor over almost any RTA? I agree, for the most part. This thing is a cloud chucker too, just given its size. It's extremely good. I was just shocked that a 30 millimeter RTA or RDTA would actually work and work well. To me, the nitrous RDA with tank is a true RDTA. Needs to live on a squonk mod. I mean, it definitely, I swear, I still think that name is just Coco Sarong being silly. Like, hey, I'm gonna name it this, and everybody's gonna lose their mind about it, and it'll be funny. But yeah, it's definitely an RDTA, and one of my favorites probably ever. Would you all recommend getting a tube mech or a mech squonk? I guess that depends on what you like better, dripping or squonking. If you like squonking better, then go for the mech squonk. If you like dripping better, go for a tube mech. I've dropped my Pulse 3 about 10 times now, 0 issues. That's awesome. I haven't dropped mine too many times, but I have dropped it a couple at least, and it's still going, so. Love my Helvape Helheim. It's a beast. It really is a beast. Even the smaller, the 25 millimeter, is a beast of an RDTA. At least the standard one. The Heleim S, I'm not a huge fan of. For some reason, it just doesn't. Stainless steel wicking rods in that one don't quite keep up. Even if you're dripping a little bit, they really don't. But the one that you actually use your wicks to dangle down into the tank, that one is amazing. Magnet fell on my Pulse 3, but super glue fixed it. Yep. That's the only downside to the Pulse 3, really. I mean, I'm glad it seems like it's holding up for everybody, but I don't like the way that it feels. It feels cheap. Just ordered the Helheim S. Thought about the nitrous RDTA, but I don't really do dual coilers. Izzy, there he is. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna swap it back over to this now that I know it's not too low, because the Mag 18 will not. It's one of those idiotic mods that will not fire anything below 0.1. Hate those. I think every single dual battery mod should fire all the way down to at least 0.05. I really do. Does anyone know where I can purchase an original nitrous RTA single coil? There isn't a place. They don't make them anymore. They're all sold out of them, and they don't produce them anymore. Can't even get them off Damn Vape's website. I actually emailed back and forth with Damn Vape trying to see if they were going to do another run of it, anything like that, and they just said no. Once it's sold out in stores, it's done for. They're not making it anymore. Yeah, I agree, because nitrous RTA is amazing. No, a few people who use the nitrous RDTA in single coil, still incredible flavor. Chamber is pretty snug. Yeah, if you use like 3.5 millimeter or 4 millimeter ID coils in that, you could run it single coil, no problem. You could probably do it with a 3 millimeter and it not be that bad. It's already a pretty compressed chamber, and you're only talking about a 24 millimeter RDA, so I would think it would still be pretty damn good. Plenty of magnet issues with my Pulse 2s, but not with my 3 yet. I've never had any magnet issues out of the Pulse V2, and I've got 3 of them that have just been beat all to hell, and they are tanks. Mowgli, what's going on, brother? Still cannot get my Helheim S to wick right. I shelved it. Great flavor in the beginning, but dry hit city. It really is. It's why I don't like the Helheim S all that much. I like the original where you actually use your wicks down into the tank instead of stainless steel wicking rods. And I like the 30. The 30 with having 6 of them works a lot better. But the S just, I don't know, it got something wrong and doesn't work very well. Like if I was going to use the S, I would almost just completely forget about the tank. I'd fill it up, but I would just drip like a normal dripper, I think. Loving the Pulse V3, got my Asgard Mini on it. Haven't used the Asgard in months, but now in the Pulse V3, I'm starting to enjoy it. Nice. It's all go, go, go with Cicero, yeah. Hey man, wouldn't have him any other way. All right. Set this off to the side for now. I really like the way that looks with the Mag 18. I do not really like Smock as a company overall, but they've got a few mods that I actually really like, and this is one of them. It's just super comfortable. All right. Do you guys rather do the Tauren Bridge or the Dead Rabbit Pro next? Because I don't really care which. If we do the Dead Rabbit Pro is going to get some ohms coils that are 0 point, none of your business. And then Tauren, probably going to get a Coilology Alien V2 and slapped in Pulse AI 0.5. The Dead Rabbit will go on the Dreamer. Dead Rabbit, Dead Rabbit, Dead Rabbit, Dead Horse Pro. All right, I guess we're doing the Dead Rabbit. That mod a dual 21. No, it's dual 18650. This one, the Mag 18. It's dual 18650. It's a very simple board in it too. It doesn't have temp control, anything like that. It's just wattage, and that's about it. I mean, that is it. It's just power, and that's it. But I like how comfortable it is. It's extremely comfortable in the hand. All right. Let's do the Dead Rabbit. Tell me what mod you use to burn in low ohms coils, especially mech coils. I use, most of the time, this right here, the Hadron Plus or the Gower 21. Any DNA device will fire low ohm coils. And then the Gower 21, anything that has Vandy Vape's V2 or their newest chipset will fire all the way down to 0.05. So either the Pulse V2, Pulse V3, Gower 21, Gower 18, or like I said, anything that's got DNA in it, you'll be able to fire pretty much whatever you want. All right. Here we go. So this is the Dead Rabbit Pro. You get different drip tip, color-wise, and a top AFC ring. So like I said, the airflow is very, very similar to the Helheims. Like extremely. But you can pull this all the way over and take that ring off, and then this ring also comes off. But I don't know if they're going to release these rings or if they already have the bottom airflow ones, but what comes with each one is just the top airflow ring. All right, that's pretty much it. The rest of it's all the usual jazz. Extra grub screws, O-rings, tools, coil, cotton, usual jazz. This is the part about the Dead Rabbit Pro, even though it's not very Dead Rabbit-y, but I've pretty much given up on that complaint with anything that has the Dead Rabbit name, because I'm just like, whatever, that's just, Dead Rabbit just means whatever Hell Vape is releasing at the moment. It's a Dead Rabbit something. Waiting for them to tack Dead Rabbit onto like their other already established lines. It's the Dead Rabbit Helheim. The Dead Rabbit Hell Beast. Alright, but I like this deck. Having essentially a postless type of design, undercoil and side airflow. I think it'll be great as a squonk too, where you just squonk juice and it's going to flow right into the wick wells there. I think this is going to be a good one. Let's find out. All right. So, well, couldn't hold on to it. Ohms coils are what we're using. These are NI90 small mass aliens. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys what it is, because I don't think any of you all freak on low resistance builds really. Oh, they're NI80, I'm sorry. NI80 small mass aliens 007 plus or minus in their 3mm ID coils. Do not do this at home. I will put a disclaimer. I need to have a disclaimer bumper like before any kind of coil build. Like, don't do this at home. I'm allowed to be stupid, not you. All right, I'm going to cut these to 5. I think 5 will be good. I almost thought about cutting them to 4 and just slamming them down directly onto the deck itself, clamping them down, and then using a coiling rod to really pull them up. Kind of like if you ever got a loaded RDA for vaping, that's what Beecher used to do. He would just cut them to 4, have them basically slammed up against the deck, and then he would take a coiling rod and yank them upwards so they were just barely off of the deck. But the flavor off of it was amazing. All right, back these grub screws out. See how, oh, these are buttery smooth. See if they all are. Yeah. Like, I couldn't have even told you I was turning the screw, honestly. It's not stuck to it at first like a lot of RDAs. And they just, this one's got a little bit of resistance to it. Not bad. Well, all right. Sorry, I was trying to back that one out a little bit more. Trying to get them right over top of that airflow. And now where's our top cap? So yeah, that should be pretty perfect. I could have raised it up a little bit more, honestly. Only problem with these is being 4 wrap, you gotta kind of spread the legs a little bit. But they're fitting in here good, so not too concerned about it. Come on. All right. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. Coming out to 0.06 at the moment. Crank this way down. Linda, take it easy. I'm so glad that you caught a live. If nothing else, I will see you on the 28th of August for milkshakes on Noted DX. See what else I missed. I'm glad somebody said that's what she said, because I was about to, and then I was like, somebody will say it. Somebody will say it. These coils are amazing. I've got a bunch of Fralians from him on the way, and Fralians are my favorite style of coil. I think they have some of the best flavor, if not the best flavor, when done right. Now, Liam, the guy that does ohms coils, that builds them, I think SFCs are his favorite, and he has some really good SFCs. I've got them in the Asgard 30 millimeter on top of my orange and black 01, and they have really good flavor. But I would still say, like those Suka Fralians, after you've vaped on them for about a month and that metallic taste goes away, they have a little bit better flavor than those SFCs. And then Twisted Timmy's Fralians are still, in my opinion, the most flavorful coil I've ever come across. But I'm gathering up a bunch of Fralians, and I'm going to do a comparison video where I will build up a bunch of RDAs with different builders, Fralians, and we'll see who comes out on top as far as flavor, and then vapor production, overall build quality, that kind of stuff. Something about that ribbon wire that brings out the best of desserts. Yeah. Although the Sukas do it really well, and they don't use the ribbon wire. They use like a Clapton wire or something like that. I can't quite remember how they're done. Cloud Chucker, what's going on? Kevin, how are you? It's all about the wire. Yeah, it definitely is all about the wire. All right. Let's wick this bad boy up and see what it came out to. It came out to don't do this at home. So yeah, 007s came out to 007. Wait, so Fralians are better flavored than interlocks? I think so, in my opinion. Maybe not with really bright flavors. So something like a candy or a fruit. Interlocks might be a little bit better. Well, I don't know about that. I still think Fralians are. But then again, taste is such a subjective thing, even with coil preference, that it very well could just be me. But from everything I've tried, at least those Twisted Timmy's 4-wrap Fralians are the most flavorful coil I've ever come across. All right. So it doesn't look like we need much wick at all, so maybe about like that. I think that ought to work. I hope. Yeah, I think that'll work. I like a hot vape. I like interlocks better. Yeah, it's all personal preference. But yeah, for me personally, Fralians have the best flavor I've come across. Especially those Twisted Timmy's. And then I know a lot of people that just straight up aliens are their jam and they think they're the best. It's pretty much like everything in vaping. It's all personal preference. Well, it's easy to wick, that's for sure. It's very kind of Asgard Mini, Kali V2-esque in the wicking. All right, I think that looks pretty good. For this one, I'm going to use my Vanilla Bean Dream. It's basically just a vanilla bean ice cream, but it's extremely rich and buttery. It's one of my favorite ice cream recipes out there. Crank this up a little bit. I really have high hopes for this RDA. I have never been a huge fan of the Dead Rabbit series, like the actual mainline ones. When the original came out, I don't know, I wasn't super jazzed about it. The V2 was kind of the same thing. I wasn't pumped about it until I squonked with it, and then I thought it was great if you were somebody that liked to kind of oversaturate your coils and cottons when you squonk. It was perfect for that because the airflow was so high, but it still wasn't great. And then the SE or whatever, the squonk edition or whatever the heck you want to call it, that thing sucked. That was garbage. In my opinion, that's easily the worst of the Dead Rabbit line by far, flavor-wise. And then the V3 came out, and at first I was just kind of like, yeah, it's definitely the best flavor out of any Dead Rabbit, but you know, it's just another Dead Rabbit, blah 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 blah. Turns out, after I used it for a while, put some low resistance coils in it and used it on a mech mainly, I realized the flavor off of it was actually pretty fucking extraordinary, and it worked with low resistance coils extremely well, and I slowly fell in love with the Dead Rabbit 3. Not big on the V1 or V2. V3 I really like, so I'm hoping this one, and by the look of it, I think it'll be pretty damn good. All right, I'm gonna definitely crank this wattage up. All right, here we go. Oh shit. All right, that is the airflow just about wide open. I had the bottom airflow cut off about 25%. Let's give it a go, just full blown wide open. It's a ton of airflow, but the flavor is extremely good. I'm gonna leave the top wide open and then cut the bottom down by about half. That's really good. Let's open the bottom up a little bit and we'll cut down about this much. So I've got, that's wide open. We'll cut down 2 holes, and then we got the bottom cut down about 25%. See how this does. I'm already impressed with this. Kevin, I'd agree, they're super airy, but I'm really enjoying it. And I don't usually enjoy a really, really airy vape, but I'm digging this. Fat Rabbit is one of my go-to also. The Fat Rabbit was, other than the Fatality N25, Fat Rabbit was like the next RTA that really kind of shocked the living hell out of me, because I was just so used to RTAs sucking and it didn't. So it's kind of the RTA that brought me around to, okay, I need to try more newer RTAs. All right, I'm gonna cut down this top airflow. We'll just cut down 2 more holes. So now we've got 6 holes open on the top, and that bottom, let's cut it down to about half. See how this does. That's really damn good. I'm gonna cut the top off even more. Now we got four holes open on the top, bottom still at 50%. That's really good. And you get that nice combination of side airflow flavor and bottom airflow flavor. And with desserts and creams, it amplifies different things. So if you're vaping on something like Valhalla V2 or the Nightmare 25 or the Kennedy, and you're using, say, a custard, a lot of times, at least with me, if I'm vaping on bottom airflow, I'll get a lot of kind of the eggy notes to it. It'll dial the vanilla down a little bit, or whatever the flavoring of the custard is, but that egginess and that little bit of sour in the custard will come through. And then if it's all side airflow, I'll get the vanilla will get jacked up, and the egginess will go down just a hair, and the sourness almost disappears with most custard vapes. But with something like this, you get the best of both worlds. For plop, I agree, the Sith is not too shabby at all. Is everyone with Sorteal about the Asgard Mini standing out as the most mind-blowing, flavorful RDA? It is to me, for sure. I used a ripsaw on top of the heavy hitter mech. It's a flavor banger. You run it at 0.1. I really like the ripsaw. All right, I think this is doing fine. I've got it up at like 115, and I'm not getting it short or anything. Let's go ahead, slap it on the Dreamer here. Yeah, it's really the overall design of the Asgard, I think, just has a compressed chamber. The airflow being on the side of the coil is also like laser focused to it. So, and it's not just the Asgard Mini. The Asgard 30mm, I think, is the most flavorful 30mm atomizer I've ever used. All right. There we go. Drip a little more. I've got a P45B in here. I like it with just the 4 holes open on the top and the bottom cut down about 40–50%, somewhere in there. Flavor of this is extremely good. In fact, I'd probably say the Asgard is my favorite RDA of all time as well. Is there also a 28mm Asgard? No, but the Asgard Mini has that beauty ring that makes it 28. But as far as a 28mm deck or just the whole thing, no, it's just 25 and 30. It'd be cool if they did a 28. The ripsaw doesn't leak. It really doesn't. I know, like, Grim did not. Nick didn't like the ripsaw at all. And there was a few other reviewers out there that really didn't like the ripsaw. And I don't know why. But then again, Grim didn't like the Danny V2, and I love that thing. I think it's just personal preference. But anyone that says the ripsaw doesn't have good flavor, my immediate thought is you're either not using the right coils or the right resistance, or you're not building it right. Because I always get extremely good flavor out of the ripsaw. Man, this is good. This is something, this is an RDA that somebody like Birdie would love, because it's just a ton of airflow. You can get an absolute shit ton of airflow out of this thing. I'm gonna try opening the top back up to 6 holes and then close the bottom airflow off where it's just kind of a bored out hole basically. That's extremely good too. A little loud when you do it like that. And then let's try just close the bottom airflow off entirely. Open up the top airflow. That's really good too. If you're somebody that doesn't like bottom airflow, I don't know if Torian's in here, but he was the guy the last live stream I was trying to get his channel and put it in chat. But like, he didn't like flavor off the Kennedy, didn't like flavor off Nightmare 25. And the only thing I could think of was you just don't really like the presentation of bottom airflow because it does present flavor different. I think he's since gotten an Asgard Mini. I'm pretty sure he likes it, but I can't remember if he's actually told me his overall opinion of it. But this, closing it all the way off, getting nothing but that side airflow, if you're somebody that doesn't like bottom airflow flavor presentation, you can at least just cut it all the way off, and the side airflow by itself works extremely good. Would love to own the Trilogy 40mm RTA. Can't find one anywhere. I'm gonna have to scoop up that new Rabbit now. It's really good. I'm really impressed so far. But I like it like the combo of about 6 holes open on the top, and then that bottom airflow, or I'm sorry, 4 holes open on the top, bottom airflow about 50% cut off. At least with these coils in particular, this extremely low build on a mech mod. It looks really good on the Dreamer too. Kong RDA, I love the Kong. I know that's another one that some people just don't like. I love the Kong. I've got it on the Chaos mech mod from Silvercraft. Yeah, you get a free rips off. You spend $100 with at the Vapors Cloud site. I saw that, which is unfortunate because I think that means A, they're not gonna make any more, and B, they just can't sell them because it did kind of get a lot of bad reviews. I like to see my coils directly under the drip tip. This one may not be one for you. I mean, I can sort of see them, but the way this one is designed, it wants those coils right over top of that bottom airflow because it's not slanted or anything. It's just straight up. I like your orange Dreamer. I'm in love with that thing. Thank you very much. I love that thing too. That's probably my favorite mech that I own. Ashton at Palmer's Powders did an amazing job with that one. Osiris 25 is a good RTA. It's damn good RTA. I've still got that over here on the Trishul V2. I'm still vaping this one. You know, if it's an RTA and I'm still vaping on it weeks after the review, then I probably really, really like it. But yeah, I dig this Dead Rabbit Pro for sure. He said, hell yeah, he did. Sad he's not doing anything for new customers now. Yeah, but I can understand it from his stance of like a business stance. I think when he'd get the vape stuff in, he really wanted to do it, but then it was kind of holding him up from the bigger business that was really drawing in all the money. But there's still, I think that guy down at Coke Kings does some absolutely stellar work. Osiris is a banger. It really is. It's definitely in my top 10 favorite RTAs. I really dig the Osiris. At least the mini. Tauren, what's up, brother? I was just talking about you with not enjoying the Kennedy flavor presentation or the Nightmare 25. The Cerakote guy that Mike goes through does a great job. I'm gonna have to hit Mike up and ask who that is. The Ripsaw is good flavor, just not enough airflow. Yeah, if you like a lot of airflow, the Ripsaw kind of falls short. I will give you that. But I like a little bit more of a tighter pull. Not all the time. If I'm gonna slap some really low resistance coils in there, I want some airflow, but I'm not huge on like a ton of airflow, ton of disruptive airflow. I don't like that. I like the Kennedy 25 and the Nightmare 25, just not the flavor though. Right now, rewicking the Asgard Mini, I'm in love with it. Here we go, another person in love with the Asgard Mini. It's the king, I'm telling you. We were just talking about that too. if anybody else agreed with me as far as it being the best flavor RDA. I'm not saying that you agree with me, but seems like most people really, really dig it. It maybe not their favorite, but it's definitely up there. I need to try some larger builds in the Kennedy 25 though. You run teeny builds, yeah. That's why one is on the way, yeah. The Asgard Mini is, that's why Vapors Cloud still makes these, because they always sell. I'm almost ashamed to admit how many Asgard Minis I have. As far as easily accessible, affordable, the Asgard Mini is number one. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm anxious to try that drift. I think he said it's like another 2 weeks and EDC Mods will be shipping out the Ampere 21 and the drift to whoever pre-ordered. I'm really pumped for that setup. Got strawberry swirl in my Pulse V3 with the Asgard Mini on top. Flavor is beautiful. I guarantee it is. And that strawberry swirl is amazing. Licious really outdid himself. But it's like vaping commercial e-liquid that a DIYer did. And they didn't try and change to industry standards as far as sweetener and over flavoring. He just stayed kind of the DIY deal and said, here we go. Maybe up the sweetener a teeny bit to most DIYers, but he didn't go overboard. And I think they're all extremely good. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and build the Tauren Boro Bridge, because I'm very interested in this one, and it's not often I'm super interested in a Boro Bridge. Move some stuff around. Too much vape shit everywhere, if that's even possible. All right. Been vaping on the Recurve Dual V2, and it's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to the Asgard Mini. The Recurve V2 is pretty good. I really wish that Watofo hadn't fucked Mike Vapes on that RDA. I wouldn't, like, now I almost feel dirty if I use it. Oh, come on. There we go. Because apparently they stiffed him. All right, this right here is kind of that screw cap like the others. Almost like a nut like this, but you know, it's supposed to make contact with this. Cool thing is it's adjustable, so you can kind of back it out if it's having problems making contact. I don't know if you're supposed to take it all the way out. I think you're just supposed to back it out. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're just supposed to back it out some. But it's like they did it this way for the Tauren mech. Whoop. Which I think is interesting. But I think if you have trouble with contact, you can unscrew it a little bit and then it'll make better contact. Then I dig the airflow on this. So down here, it just slides up. Cut off however much airflow you want. Only issue with that is you only have two options. It's either 4 holes or wide open. So you don't get a whole lot of variation to the airflow. Rubber flap. But a nice big fill hole. It's in there pretty damn good too. And this is not really a necessity. This is more like a beauty ring. I'm gonna imagine on some Boro devices you probably won't want it because it's just kind of indented right there, and then your 510 is just barely up above this. So if you're having trouble with contact, you may want to try taking this off. All right. Then it just screws directly in. Well, maybe. Yeah, there it goes. What's the hype with these Boros? They're mostly for MTL. A lot of them are, and they definitely started as MTL. This one seems like it's a little more directed towards uh-oh, that is an Allen key one. Let's see if they gave us a tool. This one's definitely more directed towards restrictive direct lung and direct lung. And then you've got plenty of bridges that are, we'll see if this is more restrictive direct lung or direct, or if we can get a good direct lung pull off of it. Something like the Ponte, the atemporal, those are definitely restrictive or direct lung. Well, is that the only tool they gave me? It is. Don't think it's this one. I wonder if it's just one. No. Okay. This screw over here is hard to get this into. It almost looks different than the one that's over here. I mean, it's not really, but this one was extremely easy to get going. The other one, I had to fiddle with it just to get the Allen key into it to turn it. That's a little weird. Let me clean some of this up, get it out of my way. I guess we'll grab their coil cutting tool. And then I'm going to use the Coilology Heleim V2s. Just going to use one. So it should come out to about 0.2, 0.21, somewhere in there. And I believe they want you to cut it at a 5. We'll look at this tool and see. Yeah, they have marked 5. So we'll just go with that. There we go. Actually, I had to pinch the legs together on this one. Really don't like that screw. Well, I don't like it with this Allen key, I'll say that. Maybe if I get out Allen driver and find the right size, it'll be fine and it won't be a hassle. But with that Allen key that they provide, it's a hassle. I think that looks pretty good. Coming out to 0.11 is way lower than I expected, but we'll see. Like the look of this one, might grab one next week. I really dig the look of it. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully it vapes as good as it looks. And I mean, from what I've heard, it actually vapes really well. So fingers crossed, this will be another one of the few Boro Bridges that I actually really dig. There we go. See, I like Hex Grub best myself. I don't know why, but the Phillips and Flats always freaking strip out for me. I like Hex better overall. I just didn't like it with this tool. I would much rather have Hex key screws than Flathead, or definitely Phillips. I hate Phillips because on something small like this, Phillips strips out way too easy. I wish, if you're going to make a vape bridge, RDA, whatever it is, and you're going to use flatheads, to use the closed off ones. Orca Vapes really likes using those, and I dig that because they don't strip out quite as easy. If like the slit doesn't go all the way to both edges, it's kind of enclosed a little bit. Those are a teeny bit harder to strip. It's getting there slowly but surely. All right, I think that's good. I don't see any more hot spots. All right, so the way this one works, juice wise, is these holes right here feed juice somewhat down onto the cotton, but mostly it's going to fall down and go into that hole right there. It's sort of a larger version of the nitrous RTA with more holes for the juice to actually get through. So I think it'll wick pretty damn good. Very QP blaze-like. Yeah, it is very blaze-like. So yeah, probably about there is good. Just to the base of the whole bottom here. Not necessarily the base of the deck, but the base of the entire bridge. And then cut your wicks and you're probably good. So under action for Mike Vapes. Mike Vapes was on Fresh's DIY Saturday show. I thought that was cool. All right, I think that should be good. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Give me a delicious strawberry swirl here. Crank the wattage up some. Nice crackle. All right. Think we're good. There we go. All right. Take this off. I am going to put this little beauty ring back on here just to see if it works with the Pulse AIO. Now we'll see if we need the fact that what looks like a Boro nut on the bridge itself, or if okay, it's working. All right, got it filled up. Whoops. There we go. Let's jump back up top. Sorry, I was off camera for most of that. I did not realize that. So it seems like it's reading it just fine. I'm not having any check atomizer issues, anything like that. It's reading it as 0.21. That's good. 55 watts. Let's see how it does. That's some damn good vapor production for a Boro Bridge. Airflow is wide open. Only problem with it, and it's not so much of a problem to me. All right, so with something like this, where you've got a panel like this, the airflow is right here. So as your airflow is coming in, one of the good things is it's not so tight that there's no space over here. So the airflow does come up and kind of follow these indentions. But it's a noticeable difference between not having the faceplate on and having it on. It becomes more restrictive with the faceplate on and more of an easier direct lung pull with it off. Or if you had it with certain mech Boros that don't really have faceplates at all, and the entire tank is always showing, it would work extremely well with those, and which is probably why it's designed to be paired up with the Tauren Boro mech mod. But for something like this, having that faceplate on it does restrict the airflow down. But it's still a damn good hit. Like, let's crank the wattage up a little bit, see if power can compensate somewhat. Flavor off of it is spectacular. Hang on. Let's try it on this. It definitely is striking me as a Boro Bridge that is designed for mechanical mods as far as mech Boro devices, because most of them don't have any type of panels per se. So we're going to try it on the Fode, or Fode, or however you want to say it. I would grab the Ravine, but it is in my bedroom. And I haven't used this in a while, so let's give it a go. All right. Oh, come on, chair. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so this is what we've got it on now. Is the Fode, or Fode. So let's see if that's the case, if it's really more designed for a mech Boro. Birdman, what's up? Yeah, it works extremely good on this. Airflow's great. I'm actually getting some use out of the Fode or Fode. Birdie, what's up, brother? That, oh, what are they called? The Gatsa Craft, or I can't remember the damn name of them. They have a mech Boro that I really, really want. Flavor off this is great. I'm really shocked by that. Like, this strawberry swirl is coming through amazingly well. I'm definitely getting a direct lung type of hit, plenty of vapor production. I think if I had an even lower resistance coil, being that this is a mech at this point. Fode needs the firing bar replaced. Oh, yours does, or this one does? I mean, I don't hardly ever use this anyway. I don't think it would be worth even messing with enough to replace the fire bar, honestly. But it came in handy for this, at least, trying to see if this is definitely designed more for mech Boros, and I would say that it most certainly is, especially considering it's designed to pair with the Tauren mech Boro. In general, solid silver bar makes it a reasonable device. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. I mean, I'm sure it makes it hit better, but it's just not, it's not a good device, period. But if I don't know, if I had the silver bar, knew somewhere I could get it, I might try it. I really like the body part of it, the way that it feels. I swear it's a terrible description, but it almost feels like ivory. If you've ever felt real ivory, that's almost what this feels like. Yeah. Yeah, Birdman knocked it out of the park. That's why it's so cheap. Where's the best place to get strawberry swirl? Probably depends on where you're at. If you're in the States, I would say Vaporoni. But I'm not even sure if they ship to the US as far as liquids go. Overall, I really like this bridge. Flavor is excellent off of it. I dig the airflow. I really like the look of it. I think it has a very, very good look. I need to stick this in a mech that you can really see the whole bridge. Oh, I hate this. I hate this Boro device. Yeah, this one arcs bad. Here, check this out. Sparks every single time. The 0B is one I definitely want to get. I'm not paying what the Silvercraft Creations one costs, just because there's not enough good Boro bridges for me to justify that type of purchase. 0B I definitely want, and like I said, that one company, damn it, what's their name now? I gotta look them up. They have one. Let me see if I can find it and show it and not get in trouble. All right. All right, you can't see the price or anything. I don't think on here you can see it. That one. It's, what is it, Gatub Crafts. I really dig the way this one looks. They've got some of their stab wood too, and then a white Delrin. Replace the bar in yours and no arcing. Nice. Yeah, I really dig that one. That is a mech Boro I would not mind having, for sure. All right. So yeah, the Tauren Boro, the bridge itself, so far I really like. It's not the greatest thing to stick in something like the Pulse AIO or the Cthulhu or a billet box, but to slap it on a mech Boro device, it works amazing. Copper can definitely be bad as far as arcing goes. This right here, I constantly have to take this apart, and then I use 1000 grit sandpaper to get all the arc damage off of the copper contact portion, or the brass, sorry. But I've got a couple of other ones that use copper that I'm constantly having to get rid of arc marks from. That one with brass. Silver to me seems like the least amount of arcing damage that I get. arcing for that genuine ozone aroma. Yeah. All right. So out of all the I don't know, this one impresses me. The bridge itself, not the mod at all. But the bridge I really, really like. Looks steampunk. Yeah, the rugged, yeah. It definitely does. Yeah, it has a ton to do with the throw. With the 01, once he replaced it with that silver, when I even tried to adjust the throw a teeny bit, it arced like crazy. Like it auto fired on me at one point. So I had to adjust it back because it was just too close, and being silver, it just arced across and instantly made contact without even touching. But the throw that he has it at when he sends it out is perfect, and it works amazing. Tried emery cloth to polish the brass. I have, but it builds up a little bit too much on that BMV3. So that's why I always go for the 1,000 or 2,000 grit sandpaper. And you don't have to rub on it very hard at all, extremely lightly, and it will get rid of it and not damage the metal underneath. But years and years and years of that would be a different story. Probably my only complaint about the BMV3. Everything else I love with that mod. Cherry pine sapling is a great mech boro. Cherry pine sap. I don't know if I've seen that one. I probably have, and I just don't know. Oh. Okay. That looks like a different one. Okay. It doesn't look bad. That's side by side with... It's teeny. The Ravine's the only other mech boro that I have aside from the Fode. This looks pretty good though. Sapling comes in a ton of different colors and finishes. Their wavy gray is cool. Cicero Vaporoni does ship to the US. Nice. I know some companies just are like, no, we're just not doing it anymore. Like I was gonna order another truss, and you know, Signature Tips is like, nope, not to the US. But out of everything that we built up tonight, the Dead Rabbit Pro has surprised me most of all. I figured it would be good, but it's a lot better than I assumed it would be. Yeah, the nitrous boro I definitely want to try. That thing looks extremely cool. But I think for me to really, I think I'm gonna have to take kind of Birdman's advice. As far as for me to really enjoy Boro devices, I need to get more mech Boro devices and use bridges that way. Because the atemporal has not left the ravine since I got it. And I love that setup. Only problem with it is it's hard to justify throwing down $300, $400, $500 on a mech Boro that I would actually really like when I just don't like that many Boro bridges. It's like that, what is it, Gata Craft or whatever. That one is not crazy expensive. I think it's like 250, 240, something like that. Sapling's like 125. See, that's not bad. I could see myself doing something like that. Also, the 0B, I 100% for sure will get one of those. Not just for the fact that it's smaller and it's a mech Boro, but for the fact that it's a zero mods mech Boro with silver contacts. I guarantee that thing is amazing. But 265, that's what the rugged V2 runs. That's not bad either. Bang for buck. That's really the way I have to look at it with Boro devices, like mech Boros, because just not enough good Boro bridges out there to justify laying down some crazy money. Because I mean, the ravine's a couple of $100. That wasn't bad. I would love to have one of the Silvercraft Creations ones, but I can't convince myself to spend that kind of money. And at the moment, I wouldn't spend that kind of money, but it looks amazing. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. It's $350. That's only $100 more than the other one. And I know anything from Silvercraft is going to be amazing. I have yet to own anything from them that did not just blow me out, completely blow me away. Atlas and the Chaos are amazing mechs. So I own 3 mech Boro devices. Yeah. But this bridge is at least another one. The other thing too with the mech ones, you know, I really like the Ponte and the Kylan M. But mesh and mech mods, I don't know. They don't go so well together, especially in an RDTA style format. But maybe. With the right build in it, I'm sure it'd be fine. Not build, but the right resistance of the mesh, I'm sure it'd be fine. But usually I steer clear. But I think if I got some more mech Boro devices, I would enjoy the Boro format a lot more. The SC Nakes is that how it's pronounced? Nakes? It looks amazing, especially I really dig the poly ones. This one right here, for one. If I was going to get one, this is the one I would get. I think that looks fucking fantastic. Nikes, okay. I'm enjoying the Steam Crave RBA and my Stubby 21. Got Grimm's Uncommon number 6 in it. It's lovely. Nice. Need the Atom X if anyone can help. I've been looking because I know that's the one mech you're missing from the Silvercraft Creations collection. I saw somebody posted a picture of it in one of the mech mod groups, but it was theirs and they weren't looking to get rid of it. But honestly, I haven't seen too many Silvercraft Creations devices in kind of buy sell trade places because I've been looking for a Hydra. I'll pay a fair price. I'll keep looking, brother. I will definitely keep looking. Let me look at some of these other pictures of the poly. Yeah, that right there. That looks amazing. I like the white and black too, but the poly with the engraved black, I think looks amazing. The Voltrov is a pain to get in the US. Yeah, it really is. But the Voltrov is a damn good bridge. That's one that I like. Like if I was to go off of the Boro bridges that I actually like, I think coil wise, if you're using a coil, the atemporal is my favorite Boro bridge coil wise. That thing works amazing. Then probably the Voltrov. After that, coil wise, I really have no idea. Maybe the Pulse vessel, shockingly. And then I like the Ponte, I like the Kylan M. I like the 520, and that's weird because I don't really like MTL, and you know, it does restrictive direct lung at best, and I wouldn't even really call that restrictive direct lung. 850 I did not like. But I haven't liked many Cthulhu products. The Cthulhu AIO is not, it's my least favorite out of the big three as far as regulated Boros go. Try Mob 2. I really probably should buy one. My buddy Terry has one, and I've used it, borrowing it from him, and I do not like the airflow on it. I don't like the pull off of it. I shouldn't necessarily say the airflow, but the pull off of it, I don't like at all. But I didn't get very long to play with it. I had it for a few days. The Titan X is supposed to be great, plenty of airflow and not too pricey. I've thought about that one. Pissed, bought a Pulse AO expecting it to come with the vessel, and nope. I like the vessel. Basically because I can slap a low resistance coil in this thing and get a good direct lung pull off of it. Yeah, it's one of the ones I actually do like. I didn't know I had a coil in that one. Really need to clean that one up better. Running a 0.14 in the mob in a mech. Yeah, you told me that on Instagram. I need to, if I decide to get one, or I'm sure I could borrow it again from Terry. If I did that, I'd have to try it with a low resistance coil and stick it on a mech, stick it in the ravine. Wish all my wishes Kennedy would come out with a slam cap. Yeah. Don't mind the Tito, but I'm thinking the atemporal is next. The atemporal is damn good. Has extremely good flavor. Not even just for a Boro bridge, just in general. The mesh wicking rods work spectacular, sometimes too good. If you let it sit, it will oversaturate your cotton pretty easily. I'm hoping they do a V2 of it at some point down the road. I'd like to see what the Mind Flayer would change with it. DL cap for more cotton, 3mm coil. The Vape new AIO device looks interesting. Be able to get it with or without an atemporal. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about getting it with an atemporal so I can get a stainless steel one, because I think the silver version of the nitrous AIO looks a little better than the black. And that's how you the AI or the atemporal that you get is either black or silver, depending on or black or stainless steel, depending on which one you choose color wise. And I definitely would not mind having another atemporal. I'm really digging the airflow off of this. Also, the atemporal that comes with the mod is a new version with dual side airflow. I didn't notice that. That's cool. Now I'll definitely have to get one that way. It'd be like the atemporal 1.5. It needed something. I mean, like I said, it really doesn't leave the ravine, so not having top airflow panels doesn't really matter with the ravine or most Boro mechs. But if you're going to use it in something like Pulse AIO or the Billet Box or the Cthulhu AIO, you really have to have the panels with it. But if they change that to have side airflow like that, really wouldn't have to worry about it. Or even if did they do it with dual side? Is the airflow on the sides of it, or does it have channels like the Ponte does? Now I gotta go look. Now I gotta look. Ah, their site is so slow. Store. Top cap simply has it on both sides. Gotcha. Oh, they have. All right. They have a Gundam version of it. This must have been added recently because they only had the black and silver the first time I looked at it. So yeah, they have a Gundam version. That's pretty funny. I don't know what. He must be a huge Gundam fan. I keep going back and forth because I don't want YouTube to get mad. I show a site that has it with prices. Oh, I got what you're saying. It has dual airflow as far as it's on both sides, but it's still top front airflow, just on the front and the back. We got a lot more colors than when I first looked at this. But I really like that silver. Where's the silver? That. I think that looks really good. Where's the cowboy bebop themed gear, damn it? Yeah, I know. Anything other than Gundam. Heading over to TJ's channel. Great show. Happy to see you're doing well. Kerplop, take it easy, brother. Glad you stopped in. Tried Vapefly. Great RDTAs. Wicking rods do great. To answer that question, I've got all the RDTAs that are over here for my top 10 list, even though there didn't end up being 10 total RDTAs that I could find that I would put in like a top 10 kind of list. Yeah, the Brunhild 103 is definitely one of them. Even though they call it an RTA, it's an RDTA. I'm sorry. I get why they call it an RTA because it's kind of hard to drip on that thing, but it's still an RDTA. Decks on top, tanks on the bottom. Yeah, I really dig that. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. So we built up the Helheim S30, which is still going strong. See how it is. I love this RDTA. Said the Helheim 30 is your favorite birdie. That's a damn good. I'll tell you right now, it's in my top 3. And it's a damn good choice for anybody's number 1. I'll tell you that. Very good RDTA. Then of course we built up the Dead Rabbit Pro. I am loving this RDA. I love all the airflow options to this. I think it is probably going to be on top of this Dreamer for quite a while. And then of course the Tauren Boro Bridge. I'll have reviews for both of those up next week. This is the first time I've built or used either one of them, but so far I'm pretty impressed with both. But I will test these out throughout the week. I will probably stick the Tauren Boro in the Ravine and see how it does in that one. And then review should be up probably Monday or Tuesday. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. I will catch you all in the next one. Vape on. See you later.